Hi everybody, it's Tonjia Atomic. Today I wanted to share with you guys the Supernatural palette. Now the Supernatural palette is from Hot Topic. So there are 13 shadows in here. And then on the mirror there, it says, Saving People, Hunting Things, the Family Business. And there's the colors right there. And it comes with this plastic protector, which I will toss aside immediately. And it comes with this little dense brush that's got the symbols from the show on it. It looks like the printing on here is a sticker that's wrapped around. The brush itself is very dense. So you can use, if you're looking for a dense brush, there we go. Let's get into swatches. So, this first one here is Rock Salt. And that is a matte, very, very pale peach beige. The next one is Ass Butt. That is also very, very pale. I'll go over this again, these two again. But they are very, very pale matte shades. They feel soft, but as I can see, they take a little bit of building. So the next one is Pie, and it's a medium brown shade. And then the next one is Possession, which is a darker brown. That is a lot darker brown. Then Bitch is red. And those are all matte colors. And then Free Will is next, and it's a shimmer peach here. And that just took one swatch. And then Witchy. Witchy looks like a super dark purple. And I can't tell. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it, a little bit of light shimmer. Try to build it a little so you can see the better. It's not super shimmery or anything. It's, I guess, what you'd call a satin finish. Then the next one is called Hunter. Then Grace is the next one. It's a blue shimmer. Let me go over that again. That didn't really swatch evenly. Then we have a blue. Looks like another kind of a satiny one. And it's called Jerk. It's a really cobalt blue here. Then there's Angel, which looks like a silver shimmer. That one is a little bit sheer, but buildable, looks like. Then there's Demon Eyes, which is a black, like a satiny black. And then there is one called Baby, which I don't understand. I'll put it up to the camera. So they see this one on the end, Baby. It is a mystery one to me. Let's see. That is, so, I don't know what I think about this Baby shade. It looks like a black matte with a little bit of color shifting glitter. It's maybe a little bit of a greenish black. Anyway, it just looks chunky. I think the glitter makes it look chunky. Like if you watched the one I did on the Stranger Things palette, there were two shades in there, which actually worked well without the glitter. But when you got the glitter in it, it came across looking kind of chunky, kind of weird. So anyway, there's all the swatches. And they're very, very pretty colors. But as you can see, some of them really swatched really well, and some of them took a little building, and some of them just didn't swatch very well at all. And this baby one kind of had a weird glitter in it, making it sort of chunky. So I'm actually going to try them on the eyes to see how they perform. And I'm going to use a little bit of Nomad Cosmetics primer. And I really like Nomad Cosmetics a lot. If you ever get a chance to try Nomad, their formula is so good. They have very unique colors, and their colors are very, very buttery and smooth and super, super pigmented. And I really enjoy them. So these shadows, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they look. Some of them didn't swatch out so great, but all of them, I could get color out of all of them. Right now I'm using Asphalt as sort of a transition shade. Now, I don't know if you are a fan of Supernatural. I assume that you probably are if you're watching this video. I think they're on their very last season, actually, which is probably sad for some people who have been following the show for a long time. It's been on for a really long time. It's like 15 seasons now, I think. So this is Pie. I'm just deepening this up a little bit with Pie. It's that brown color. So yeah, you followed these characters for so long, and then this is the end. I actually just started watching it probably last year, I think. My friend Erin is a big fan, and she has been, ooh, that actually comes off real dark. She has been watching the show for a long time and trying to get me to watch the show. And, you know, I watch a lot of shows. So I was like, well, you know, maybe if I get the chance kind of thing. So I'm going to actually use a clean brush to sort of blend this more together. Personally, I like super blended eyeshadow. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, I think, Jerk. And put that on my lid. Yes. I'm going to put Jerk on my lid. So, I will say that the Stranger Things palette, so this palette has a little bit of fallout. A medium amount. I've seen worse, but it's not, I mean, there is fallout. So the Stranger Things palette actually was better in that regard, with less fallout. So yeah, Erin had been trying to get me to watch the show for a long time, and you know, I didn't have anything against the show, but I just had other shows I was watching, other things I was doing. And then one day, I saw it on Netflix, and I was like, well, I should try it. Erin loves it, and we have similar tastes. So I started watching it, and wouldn't you know, I loved it. So I binged it a lot after that, and I have made it through all 7 seasons. So I've made it almost halfway. And yeah, I watched a lot of it in a short amount of time. So right now I'm going into Grace, and wow, there's a whole heck of a lot of fallout. And I tapped the brush, and there's like a lot of fallout on this. I'm using a color switcher. Do you guys use these? I'm using it to switch colors because I want to try to get a bunch of colors just to try them. Let's see. Go ahead and blend this with the dry brush. Okay, so I feel like I definitely am getting some fallout underneath, which ruins the rest of my makeup. So, but if you use this, just remember that even with tapping the brush off, maybe you tap it a little bit more, because I did get a lot of fallout, and then I had to remove some of my concealer, unfortunately. So, yeah, let me know what you think of Supernatural, and let me know what you think of Supernatural coming to the end in the comments. But please, no spoilers, so nothing past season 7, because I am not past that yet. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna try to do Free Will on the brow bone, but I don't know how dark it is. Okay. So it's pretty bright. It's not too dark, but I did apply it super heavy there just then. Okay, so far it's not too bad, but it's not super great. It's a little bit, honestly, a little bit patchy. You can probably see that. So let me see. Maybe I will try to remedy that by putting a little bit of witchy in the crease. Witchy is that purple color. Let's see. So, yeah, it is patchy. I'm gonna be honest. It is patchy and not super blendable, and I don't think it looks that good. The Stranger Things palette, I thought came off really well. I even did a little bit more with it later and thought it looked good. This, I just think it looks so patchy. I don't think it looks great. Let me add a little bit of bitch. Deepen it up back here. Yeah, it's just looking patchy. Yeah. That is not my favorite. There's tons of fallout. It's patchy and it's not amazing, but The packaging is really cute. If you love Supernatural and you want to have, I'll put that in there. So it came in that little thing. If you want to have this for the packaging and you don't need a super blended look, I would say go for it. But otherwise, the things that are disappointing for me about it are the fact that it is patchy and the fact that there's a lot of fallout. So it's actually a little patchier in the camera than it is just looking in the mirror. I'm gonna add a little inner corner. I'm gonna use their little brush and add a little inner corner. This little brush is actually really good with the shadows. Let me try something here. Let me try to put Witchy in here. With this little brush. Should that even make a difference? I don't think it really did make too much of a difference. You know what? I don't like this. I'm not even going to bother putting mascara on because I don't think this is a savable look. I like the colors, and I like the colors together, and I like the fact that you have all these colors that you can blend and they're buildable, but it's just not, they just don't blend enough together and they're patchy. And I mean, as you can see, it looks terrible. I could fuss with it a little bit more, but I feel like, you know, I feel like the more I do, still not really blending that well. I mean, that looks a little bit better. You know, using my finger, I'm actually getting some pigment. And I'm kind of covering the patchiness. So, I think if I worked at it, I could come up with something. I gotta use my other finger here. I could come up with something. Yeah, if I worked at it with my fingers, I could come up with something a little bit better. But it's still not great, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to say, you know, as far as shadows go, it's not great. If you don't mind trying to really work at it, maybe pick this up. The Stranger Things palette was way better. I'll link that below too. But anyway, yeah, not super happy with this Supernatural palette, sorry. But anyway, that's all I have to say for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though it ended up not coming out so great. Maybe you learned a little bit about the palette and a little bit about me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.